Hello and welcome back to A Werewolf in Charleston. We will be continuing where we left off, which if you recall is after Oliver, I guess we could call him Oliver, cut off his wolf finger. Actually Andy cut off his wolf finger. Or cut off Oliver's finger. I'm not really sure how to go about it because it does seem like the story refers to them as being two separate beings. Andy being the human, Oliver being the werewolf. Which I mean, it's kind of funny, you know, if you think of like in case of furries, a furry has their human name, their normal name, and then they have their persona name, usually. Anyways, but yeah, so that was not a very good idea, but like I suppose in the moment when you're supposed to be hiding your werewolfness, that was probably the only thing that they could come up with. Even though you could have probably just, I don't know, like wrapped your hand and said like, oh, it bled a little. I'm gonna have to go home. Sorry, elders. Also, I'm assuming that their particular faith is Mormon because they're saying elders and the weird like little name. Also, I read it before in the other visual novel. What was it called? The one with the deer. And they're Mormons, so it was sharing the same name, so I'm assuming Mormons. Anyways, we were introduced to two specific werewolves, Zizi, who appears to be non-binary, and Luis. I'm choosing to believe that he is of Hispanic persuasion. And obviously Andy is growing attached to this person, this werewolf. And this werewolf probably likes him too. Like, it's that type of story. So, they did warn Oliver that during this time he was going to start experiencing weird little moments in relation to his werewolf form, and he did not listen. Also, apparently the moon talks to you when you're a werewolf, and it told him that he has to make the choice pretty much to become a werewolf, because if he doesn't, something really, really bad is going to happen. And considering the fact that I already finished the story, I can kind of see what it... I don't want to spoil it, but like you're about to see the next part anyway, so like yeah, I can see why that is important. Also, the whole analogy with like the whole like sometimes when you see a wounded animal, you kind of have to put it out of its misery. That's gonna come into play. But anyways, so yeah, without further ado, let us finish off A Werewolf in Charleston. Also, this is gonna be a much longer video than the previous one. Luis and I ride through the downtown, the Red Wolf keeping his eyes peeled for any humans. I had shown him the stump, and he and Zizi quickly helped patch it up. There is a pressure around my pinky finger that makes it sting like hell, but I try to get used to it. Perhaps your human self shouldn't have acted so recklessly, Luis had said. After a little disagreement, he said that he wanted to show me something. Throughout the ride, I kept my arms wrapped around his torso. I hadn't noticed it before, but he's quite warm. Comfortingly so. Even through his clothes, I can feel a plushness to his stomach. He's soft, and I like it. We're here. Luis's voice rumbles in his stomach, a satisfying feeling. When I realize what he says, though, it brings me back to Earth. He gets off the bike and I follow. We arrive at a public square. I recognize the location. It's close to the city market. The first thing that I notice is that the streets are completely empty. Wow, kinda thought this place would have at least a few people. Well, the moon's up, and people are scared of werewolves. Still, be diligent. We walk through the square, and the ocean breeze gives me a chill. We turn a corner, and I immediately spot the reason Luis brought me here. Right ahead of us are several werewolves, hanging from a wooden frame. Each body is deformed in different ways, but grotesque all the same. What is this? This is what humans do to us. Look closely. That one in the middle? Francis. He accidentally killed a human who attacked him. Witnesses immediately swarmed him, and they hanged him right here, though not before stabbing him several times. That one on the left? Coleman, burned so bad that you can't even tell that he was an Arctic wolf. He was accused of raping a teenage boy, so the humans held a barbecue where they tried wolf meat. Afterward, they dragged him here with the automobile. And lastly, poor Serene. She went out with human friends, not knowing about the full moon that night. She transformed right there in the middle of the square. She managed to escape the mob, but then she was captured by a group of young men. They held her hostage for a whole moon cycle. And what they did to her, I don't even want to describe it. I get sick just thinking about it. Jesus. All these bodies look fresh. Because all of this happened within the past week. But once they start decomposing, humans will try to find new werewolves to kill and display here. Why did you bring me here, Luis? Can't you see? We werewolves are merely game for humans, monsters to slay and display as trophies. Because humans simply cannot resist killing living beings that aren't them. I would call them predators, but actual predators like lions need to hunt to survive. Humans, though, it's all for the fun of it. Well, humans also hunt for food. Don't you see, Oliver? Humans are filth. They won't give you anything if you stay with them. So, are you saying that I should just completely abandon humans? The mere idea makes my stomach churn. Hey, it worked for me. I can't just do that, though. I have a family who I bet would throw you out as soon as they find you out that you're a werewolf. Except they actually care about me. What would you know about that? Luis's jaw drops, and his silent, incredulous gaze stabs my chest. My stomach drops as I realize what I said. Shit. I'm sorry. Wow, that was low. Damn it. Luis, I'm sorry. Really, we're done here. Let's go back. Luis storms back the way that he came. I'm stunned by his stern tone at first, but I follow him. I catch up to him in the empty brick streets. Luis, please, I'm sorry, okay? Yeah, I heard you the first few times. Well, how many more times do I have to say it before you believe me? You said enough. I would appreciate it if you would just shut the fuck up now. His words freeze me. I just watch as he keeps walking. Eventually, he slows his pace. He stops and turns to look at me, his face softening. He sighs and he walks back towards me, looking at the ground. Oliver. Luis is cut off by a yell coming from a nearby alley. When I see the source, though, it's too late. In a blur, a human man emerges from the alley and tackles Luis. The wolf is thrown against the ground, and the man traps him underneath them. Luis? I finally got one of y'all, you rotten vermin! The man then unleashes something from his belt, a knife, and I'm frozen at the sight. Gah! Fuck! Luis! Go, Oliver! Luis and the man struggle against one another. The man raises his arm. My feet tell me to run away, but I stay paralyzed. The man then brings the knife down on Luis. The wolf tries to block it, but the man is surprisingly strong. Go to hell, demon! After much resistance, the knife penetrates Luis's shoulder. God! It's merely a prick, but it's enough for a drop of blood to seep into the wolf's jacket. My body moves on its own. I charge at the human. I tackle him off of Luis. The human drops the knife and he yells in surprise. Huh? What the? I pin him to the ground, and my claws tear into him. They slice his body open. The man screams as blood sprays from the lacerations. No! No! Forgive. I don't allow him to finish. My jaw clamps down around his neck, and I yank away. I regain consciousness. The human twitches below me as blood pours from his neck. He tries to speak, but his throat is gone. Soon he stops moving altogether. Shit. Luis speaks behind me. I stand and look at him. Are you okay, Luis? He looks at the spot of blood on his shoulder. Just a scratch. Better than that guy. I look back down at the lifeless man, and a heavy weight hits me. My voice is weak. Luis? Yeah? What did I just do? Oh, Oliver. Werewolves! A scream echoes through the street. We look in the direction of the sound. A human emerges from a house carrying a pistol. Shit, go! Luis takes off and I go after him. We find Luis's bike and scramble on. As the wolf starts his engine, another rumbles behind us. Luis revs onto the street only for the lights to shine right behind us. The car accelerates, coming right for us. Shit! Go, 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 go! Luis speeds away, but the car keeps going after us. We look around for an escape, but we go so fast that the city becomes a blur. This is for Beth! A gunshot cracks through the air. The bullet ricochets off a building and it nearly grazes Luis. God damn it! The car continues to speed. It gets closer every second. Go, Luis! I'm trying! Another gunshot. This bullet whizzes right past my ear. I got an idea. Hang on. I hug the wolf as he speeds, hanging on for dear life, my heart pounding against his back. Go to hell! The lights become blinding. I make the mistake of looking behind me. The human's car is a hair's breadth away from me. Luis! I shut my eyes and prepare for death. The wolf makes a sharp turn. Tires skid. A loud bang. Water splashes. I'm not dead? I open my eyes. Luis has stopped. We're on a different road, this one running along a seaside promenade. The car that was chasing us is now in the ocean. Water pours onto the roofless vehicle and the human panics as he struggles with his seatbelt. God, help me! Luis breathes heavily, his stomach rising and falling in my arms. Holy shit. I realize too late that this street contains residential houses. Several home lights turn on. Luis? Yeah, I see. Hold on. I know a safe spot. Luis turns and speeds down the street. The man's screams are soon far behind us. Luis drives away from the downtown. He avoids major roads, instead staying in the shadows. You're not gonna go back to the den? Not yet. We attracted too much attention here. I don't want to risk it. The place we're going to, though, it's a popular hiding spot for werewolves. We'll just stay low from there. But what about... If that's what you're concerned about, don't worry. I will get you home before moonset. Luis keeps driving, a silent stillness permeating the increasingly woodsy road. I lose focus, and I even drift off for a moment. Okay, we're good. Luis turns off the bike, tucked within thick foliage. Where are we? Even in the dark, I can see Luis grinning. Wanna see something cool? Uh, sure. Luis hops off the bike and gestures for me to follow. We navigate through thick grass and cypress trees, the grass scratching me, and I sometimes struggle to see Luis, but I manage to catch up to him. He pulls a tree branch away to reveal a small wooden boat tied to a hidden dock. Boat? Yeah, you'll like this. Luis boards and mans the oars. I hesitate for a moment, but I board. You ready? I guess so. He gives me a reassuring nod before he unties the boat and pushes away. He rows through the river, occasionally having to dodge a tree. Soon we reach a clearing in the trees, and I'm met with a magnificent sight. The night sky expands before me, revealing a never-ending canvas of stars. The galaxy forms a belt stretching across the sky. The trees emerge from the water, and they try to pierce the sky, but they never reach the lowest constellations. I'm taken aback by the sight. How have I missed this my entire life? I look to Luis. He shrugs, a gentle smile forming on his face. Pretty, ain't it? Yeah. Wow, I'm at a loss for words. But is it from awe? Fear from almost experiencing death? Or was it what I did? Luis? Hmm? Did I kill that man? His smile fades. Oh. Well, Oliver, he was trying to hurt us. You were simply acting in defense. But that didn't feel like me. That wasn't me doing that. Look, I never had to kill anyone, thankfully, but I can't imagine what it's like killing someone for the first time, even in self-defense. That man had a life, and he decided to throw it away in the name of pure vitriol. Look, Oliver, you did what you could. Don't tear yourself up over this. But now I wonder. What? Why did you save me? Huh? You could have just run away. But no, you threw yourself at the guy and killed him, and you saved me. Why did you do that? I think back to that moment. Seeing Luis on the ground, scared, in pain. What would have happened had I not intervened? The ideas that come to mind make me shudder. Because I just felt like I had to. Like, I felt like I had no other choice. And I like you, Luis. I don't want to see you get hurt. You like me? I look at him. There is a weird tingling in my torso. Yeah. Well, I like you too, Oliver. I am sorry about what I said earlier. I mean it. Yeah, forget about it. We got bigger problems. Luis stares at the surface of the water, clear as crystal, reflecting the moon's light. You know what? I need a swim. He stands up. And he starts taking his clothes off. Oh, is that? What, you never skinny dipped before? No. Ah, well, you can join me if you wish. That statement surprises me. And the fact that he said it so matter-of-factly. As he strips, he reveals his body to me. The moonlight illuminates his body, and the first thing that I notice is how his red and black fur patterns go all the way down his back. The patterns are bold, sharp, perfect for someone like Luis. And that's not even mentioning the muscles defined under the fur. I find myself staring at his back. My eyes trace downwards. Before Luis jumps into the water, he swims around the boat, seeming content. And for a moment, I seriously consider joining him. Screw it. I stand up and take my clothes off. I initially feel nervous about exposing myself like this, but I feel like I can trust Luis. After getting fully nude, I look over the boat's edge into the dark water. Oh wow, you're well built. Gah! Luis's sudden compliment scares me, and I fall rather sloppily into the water. Dear God, it's cold. I hug myself to try to warm myself up. The red wolf laughs. Did I startle you? I'm... Look, it's okay. I won't judge. Just relax. Luis swims on his back, floating across the river's surface like a leaf. He's rather graceful in his movement. I swim around the clearing beside him, not really sure where else to go. The moment is calm, gentle. I feel all right. Luis gives me a side eye and he grins. Uh-oh. What? He then splashes water in my face. It surprises me, but I really should have seen it coming. Two can play at that game. Luis chuckles and I unexpectedly like the sound. I send a larger splash right to his face. Luis flashes a devilish grin before he tackles me underwater. We tussle just under the surface in a rough play, occasionally coming up for air. And I feel okay doing it. I don't feel weird about the fact that I'm naked with another man. After I put him in a headlock, Luis pushes away, freeing himself from the chokehold of my bicep. And when he surfaces again, he's laughing. It's a hearty laugh, probably the first time that I've heard him genuinely laugh rather than a chuckle. It's contagious. I can't help but laugh too. Wow, you got a good grip. Not as good as yours. Soon our laughing calms and we merely float in the water by the boat, looking at each other. Oh, come. Let's do something fun. Luis swims over to a boulder by the tree line. He climbs it and stands proudly on top. His wet body shines in the moonlight. It's an alluring sight. I cannot but stare. The wolf then widens his stance, puffs his chest, and points his snout to the sky. Awoo! He lets out a howl which echoes throughout the swamp. At first, I flinch, looking around for any humans. Hey, relax. This river is pretty isolated. No one should hear us. I know it's kind of a stereotype, but it's fun. Luis looks happy on top of the rock, and his body is gorgeous. I pray that he can't see how hard I am right now. Come on up, try it. Huh? Come on, I want to hear you howl. I shiver, but not because the water is cold. Okay. And so I'm drawn to him. I swim slowly to the rock, Luis watching me from above the whole time. I work my way up. The base of the rock is slippery, but I manage to find good footholds. Soon I'm out of the cold water, but that prickling sensation persists. I'm standing right next to Luis, fully exposed. I turn slightly away from his attentive gaze to hide my growing member. He looks at me and smiles expectantly. I'm shaking, but I attempt to replicate what he did. Awoo. Oh, come on, that was weak. You gotta do it from your chest, like this. He howls again, a radiant song. Here, widen your stance. I nearly jump as Luis holds my shoulders and uses his foot to separate my legs. Knees and feet apart. Stand firm. Can't you see that I'm trying to hide my erection? Now, shoulders back, puff your chest. I do as he says, rather awkwardly. Now just do it. Do it from your chest. Okay. Okay. Howl. I let out a sound. Awoo! The howl bounces off the trees and the water, and it reaches the sky. There you go. He claps before howling again. Damn, that felt good. I join Luis in this howling. Our voices harmonize as our calls are sent to the moon above. There is a unity between us, a bond. In this moment, I am truly connected to the red wolf next to me. Soon the howling subsides and we catch our breaths. That shit never fails. Yeah. Wow. Damn, you're big. What? I glance at Luis. He's looking down. I follow his gaze. Gah! And I immediately leap back into the river. Luis chortles on the rock as I hide in shame in the water. Damn it! I'm sorry, Hey, no shame. Not the first time that's happened. I try to hide my erection in the water. I have no idea if he can see it in this light. You're not mad at me? Why would I be? I don't know. Now I wonder. Luis sits on the rock. I try not to look at his own crotch. When you said that you like me, do you mean it in that way? The question makes me stop. A million thoughts rattle around in my head. Maybe... I don't know. I've never felt that way before. And my father taught me never to feel that way towards another man. That it's sinful. Louis shrugs. Then I guess we're both sinners. His response takes me by surprise. And then I process his words fully, and my jaw drops. What do you mean both? Luis responds by jumping back into the water. He swims contently over to the boat. Luis? He climbs aboard, showing off his back and rear to me, piercing me with an alluring gaze. If you want to, I'm open. It's your choice, though. On the boat, he lays down on his back, keeping his intense gaze on me. Something burns in my body, and it pulls me towards him. And I decide to listen to those instincts. I swim over to the boat. I climb aboard, my eyes meeting Luis's. My heart pounds as I crawl up to him. My naked body looms over his, our touching. He's erect too. Our eye contact never falters, and before I know it, my head is leaning down. Our lips meet. It's awkward at first. I've never kissed anyone, even as a human. But I find a way to lock my lips with his. And it feels right. I lean into him as I kiss him, our bodies warming each other up. A heat spouts from my crotch, and soon I find myself grinding my hips against his. We pull our faces away and lean into another kiss. Small, content noises squeak from Luis's throat. He wants me. I want him. So I grind faster, our rubbing against one another. I've never felt this kind of pleasure before, and my God, it feels so right. Luis chuckles and moans beneath me. You're, surprisingly good. You sure this is, your first time? My body shakes as I continue thrusting. Yeah, it is. I keep listening to those deep carnal instincts, those desires, and I kiss Luis again. He squirms as I pump, and my God, he is adorable. Ali. His moans and twitching body are what drive me over the edge. A fire erupts from my gut. I thrust harder, losing myself as white ropes shoot from my... Ha! Ha! Luis moans loudly as his reciprocates and our bodies emerge into each other as we paint the wolf's creamy tan stomach white. My body goes stiff as the last of my seed bursts onto him. I breathe heavily, sweat mixing with the river water in my fur. My eyes meet Luis's. I lean down to kiss him again. Holy shit, that was amazing. Luis laughs. It's breathy but hearty nonetheless. Yeah, I have never felt that good before. He raises his arm and rests his head in his hand. I fall into him and take the chance to tuck my head into the crock of his armpit. Thank you, Oliver. You have no idea how much I needed that. Yeah, I guess. I needed that too. We breathe together, taking in the calm of the marsh. The cypress trees guide our eyes back up to the sky. The moon is quite brilliant tonight. Indeed, its rays send a white light shimmering across the river's surface, rippling with it. In fact, it's so radiant that a thought comes to me. You think that we can make the transformation early? Huh? What do you mean? What if we didn't have to wait until the lunar eclipse? Could we do it now, while the moon is so bright? Luis considers. I'm not sure. I don't think that it works that way. But you could try. Really? Sure, I mean... He gestures to the mess of our mixed on his stomach. Oh. I hesitate for a moment. But I go down Luis's body. My snout traces his torso, feeling his soft stomach. I reach his abdomen, coated with a white substance. Once again, I find myself unsure of what to do. But there is something in me that wants to do this. It wants to taste him. So I lick his stomach close to his shaft. The river water is rather icky, but the skin under his fur is divine to me. I lick a particularly thick string of, and then a few more to make sure that I get his. It's bitter at first, but it's so musky, and it's delicious. Probably because I know that it's Luis. I swallow, but I'm greedy. I want more. So I lick again, cleaning up the wolf's stomach. His body twitches as I feast, outlining his muscles to me, which only turns me on more. The taste of our overpowers that of the water, so much so that the river becomes nothing more than an afterthought. When I'm done, I sit up on my knees. I look into Luis's eyes and I wait for something to happen. The silence lasts several minutes, but nothing happens. I don't feel or see any changes. I look down on my hands. They're the same as they were before, even the missing finger. How long would it take? Zizi said that it takes a bit, but I don't think that it will be this long. Do you feel any pain? No, nothing. Well, I guess we'll have to wait until the eclipse then. Yeah. Although, Ollie? Ollie? Where did that come from? I just like it. It sounds cute, like you. My face flushes. Okay. What is it? Luis looks towards the trees, hesitating for a moment before he meets my eyes again. When the eclipse comes, I'd love to do the final transformation with you. The statement warms my heart, but it also twists my stomach. Luis wants me, But is this something that I truly deeply want? What if. What if neither of us can make it? I'll make it. I've waited 5 years for this. Others have waited longer. I am not going to miss this opportunity. And I know this is something that you have to decide for yourself. But I do hope that you'll be there, Ali. I'm not sure. I'm the only family that my father has left in this world. I don't know if I can just leave him. I'll think about it, I promise. That's enough for me. Thank you. Another thought comes across my mind, one that scares me more than the idea of leaving my father. Luis? Yeah? Have you ever seen any werewolves who missed the first eclipse? Well, the last eclipse was 19 years ago. I can't really say for myself. But Zizi, they told me stories about werewolves who missed their first eclipse. What they became. What happened to them? They became monsters. Endless suffering. Violent beings. The kind of monster that the humans make of us. I can't even imagine what they would be like. Zizi said that the den would put these wolves down if they didn't kill themselves. My God. I hope that no werewolf ever misses this chance. Which is why we need to be diligent. And it's why I hope that you come to us that night. I don't want to see you meet that fate. Thanks, Luis. Now I have a question. Yeah, what is it? Luis takes a breath. If you were to come across one of those beasts, would you put them down? In their misery? The question makes my stomach sink. I look to the forest as I think. But an answer doesn't come to me. I don't know. Luis drives me back home. The ride is silent, but his warmth as I embrace him is more intimate. Even with uneasiness brewing inside of me, I don't want to lose this moment. Soon the wolf stops at the drop-off. All right. I'm about to hop off the bike, but something doesn't feel right. I don't want to leave off on that note. Luis? Yeah? I look into his eyes and smile. Thank you for tonight. That was... No. Thank you, Oliver. That might have been the best sex that I've ever had. I mean it though. I know. It's my pleasure. I kiss him, and it's a natural action. Alright, you should get going. The moon's about to set. Okay. I hop off and step onto the sidewalk. Thank you again. Louis salutes with 2 fingers before riding down the street, leaving me alone once again. I walk back home, my body on autopilot. I think back to the events of this night. How I almost died. I had sex for the first time, and possibly fell in love. Could I call it love yet? Still, that moment was exhilarating. I laugh as I think about Luis, smiling right at me. But the joy is soon overtaken by anxiety, because then I remember that human that I had to kill. Will I be punished for it? Will the humans retaliate? I can't explain it, but I'm getting the feeling that something very bad is about to happen. Soon I arrive home feeling so full yet so empty. As Dad and I do our Bible study, we listen to the radio from which our president speaks. These werewolves pose a great threat to the American citizens. Reports of these creature attacks have only increased since the start of this year. It's time to take our country back from these monsters. Starting now, we will track down and neutralize any werewolves, and those who support their anti-Christian, anti-human, and anti-American cause. So if you ever think about supporting these werewolves, we will find you, and we will kill you. I have a bad feeling about this. The lunar eclipse is fast approaching. Who knows what those werewolves will do? Are you okay, Dad? I'm okay, just be wary, Andy, okay? I just have this feeling that something terrible is soon to come. I promise. It's the waxing gibbous phase. That means that the moon will be up for most of the night. That means more time that I can spend at the den, more time with Luis. I'm excited to see him again. I can't explain it, but whenever I'm with him, my problems just become soothed. Not quite squashed, but they become easier to grapple. I walk through downtown towards the meetup alley. I think back to last night, the way that Luis and I just became one. The euphoria of our climax echoes through my body, and I find myself craving it again. What is this new desire? All my life I've been told that it was sinful, but it just felt so natural. Am I being led astray? I don't know. Soon I reach the alley. Sure enough, there he is, sitting on his bike as always. He turns to look at me and his smile is sweet. Hey there. I smile back at him. Hey, Luis. I board, the usual routine. But instead of starting the engine, Luis just looks at me, a gentle stare. I chuckle, already flattered. What? Nothing. You're just hot. Nothing. You're just hot. Thanks. What? You've never been called hot before? No. Damn. Well, get ready to hear that a lot more. Okay then. He chuckles, clearly proud of his flirting. He leans forward and plants a kiss on my lips, squashing any worries that I might have before then. After pulling away, Luis starts the engine and we emerge onto the street. Only for a light to shine behind us. A siren blares further down the road. We freeze and stare at the light. Police. Shit. Werewolves, step away from the vehicle and walk towards us with your hands up. No. What do we do, Luis? The Red Wolf freezes for a moment. Officers inch towards us, their guns pointed right at us. Luis? Hang on and duck. He whispers it to me, but I barely have time to process his words as he revs the engine. And he speeds down the street away from the cops. Hey! I'm nearly thrown off the bike, but I stabilize myself by holding onto Luis. Loud cracks break the street silence. Bullets bounce off the street and buildings. I flinch and lower my head as much as I can. More sets of wheels speed down the road behind us. Holy shit! Holy shit, holy shit! Sorry, I was the only thing that I could think of. How did they find us? They might have seen me and followed me. Fuck! Sirens echo through the street. Luis makes a sharp turn, another pop. Ah! The wolf swerves as he cries out, a sound that I've never heard from him. I look up at him. Blood streams from a hole in his shoulder. He tries to stabilize the bike, but he keeps swerving, nearly crashing into buildings. Luis? I'm fine. Fuck. Despite his injured arm, Luis keeps speeding away from the police cars. He makes several turns in his attempt to lose the cops. Every time I look behind me, only to see the cars staying strong in their pursuit. These fucking cops! The sirens pound in my head. He turns out of the corner, and I immediately recognize the location. It's the square near City Market, the one with the gallows. And there's a commotion there, humans clashing with a small group of werewolves. Oh fuck! The humans have the werewolves cornered. One of the wolves is brandishing a knife, pointing it at the mob. Louis slows down slightly and drives between the two groups. Get out of the road! Get out! Hide! Some of the humans leap out of the way and they watch us speed away. More werewolves? I look behind me. A cop reaches the square, but they don't slow down. Instead, they plow right through the wolves. Time freezes as I just watch. Several werewolves are rolling under the car. Another one topples over its roof, creating a large web of cracks on its windshield. Despite this, the cop car continues to speed right towards us. I can't even see the werewolf bodies as Luis makes another sharp turn. Fuck! The red wolf screams, a sound of pure agony. It stabs me to hear him like this. The world goes quiet except for the sirens in the distance. Luis cuts through an alley and then another one. The streets become darker and he slows down as he turns into one more alley. He stops the engine and I come back to reality as he falls off the bike. Luis? More sirens ring in the distance. I need to move quickly. I spot a few large tarps further down, so I use one of them to hide the bike, leaving it against the wall. I take another one, I bring Luis against the wall and I unfurl it over us. Luis and I huddle against the wall and I hold my breath. The sirens continue somewhere in the streets. I fucking told them to get out. Luis shudders under his breath. There is a sparkle in his eyes. Luis? I tear a sleeve off of my shirt and wrap it tightly around his bicep. He winces and I try to comfort him as he keeps mumbling. It's gonna be okay. Don't you tell me. It'll all be okay. This is not okay. Nothing about it is okay. His voice is hoarse, broken. He sounds nothing like the man that I knew before. I don't know what else to do, so I just stroke his head with my other hand as he tries to resist crying in my arms. I play that moment back over and over in my head. That is what humans are doing to werewolves? Sure, I've seen the corpses of other victims, but I've never fully grappled with the fact yet. Well, now I've seen it, front and center. And I have to do something. I need to. How could I just sit back and watch something like that happen? I need to act. We need to act. The sirens become more distant. I don't think that they've seen us. We need to get to the den. Huh? I have an idea, but we need to get there now. I peek outside the tarp. The streets remain empty. The sirens are far away. I look back to the shivering wolf and hold out my hand. Do you trust me? He hesitates at first, but he nods through his shining eyes and he takes my hand. I board Luis's bike with him sitting behind me. He wraps his arms around me and his hands are soft, gentle. I start the engine and we leave the safety of the alley, beginning a journey through the dark city. I feel weird driving a motorcycle for the first time. Dad calls them uncivilized. I use the time that I watched and rode with Luis as my guide. Still, it takes some getting used to. My entire body is tense as I drive through the empty city. I look down every street, every alley as I navigate downtown. No humans walk alongside the sidewalk. Every window of every building is dark. The only light comes from the moon and the street lights. I don't think that I've ever seen the city so bereft. Police sirens echo throughout the night. It's a sound that I dread hearing. A distant pop, accompanied by screams. Don't freeze. The moon still hangs high in the sky. After what feels like hours, I find the den's entrance. But I don't turn in there. Rather, I find another alley several blocks away. There, I park the bike in a nook of a brick building, hoping that it will hide the vehicle. Luis is still shell-shocked at first, and I have to drag him, but he eventually finds his own footing and runs behind me. As we sprint towards the den, my idea gives me the strength to keep going. Yet, as the distant police sirens pound in my head, that dreadful feeling in my stomach becomes stronger than ever. We burst into the den. The werewolves inside go about their night, unaware of what just happened. I prepare myself with several breaths, and I yell out, "Hey!" A few people stop what they're doing and look, but others don't give as much as a side eye. So I steel myself again and I scream, "Hey!" That causes more heads to turn. The music even quiets down. What's this kid's deal? I need you all to listen to me. I need you all to listen to me. My voice is shaky and hoarse, but I persist. Something terrible happened downtown. Police ran over and killed a group of werewolves. Yeah, that shit happens all the time. Why are they so nonchalant? I thought they would be more shocked about this. Zizi steps out of her office. They lean against the wall and fold their arms as they watch me. Yeah, but aren't you all tired of this? You all are just trying to live your lives, but you're being put in danger simply because you're werewolves. Luis watches me in silence as I address the crowd. The president just declared that he will use law enforcement to hunt down and kill any werewolves and those who support them. The leader wolf squints at me, and I can see a slight grin on their face. Your friends, those just like you, they're being slaughtered out there. There's a gallows downtown, where humans display the werewolves that they torture and killed. Yeah, we know that. They're even killing wild wolves. And all of this because of something that we can't control? None of you chose to be werewolves when you first transformed, am I right? I certainly didn't. I look down at my lupine hand. But that's life. Things just change. There are some parts about you that you just can't control. Yet there are people out there who are afraid of change. They're so stuck in the past that they'll do whatever they can to silence that change. They're killing us because they consider us enemies of their god. But we're not. We just exist. So, aren't you tired of all of this? We have to act. We have to fight back. The werewolf crowd is silent for a minute, and I worry that my whole triad didn't work. I'm tired. The voice is meek, but I light up when I realize that it's Luis. I've lost friends. I've lost a man that I loved. I've seen far too many people die. And every time, it was from sheer hate from humans. Some of those werewolves were too shocked to fight back. Several people in the crowd nod. I would consider myself lucky because I've escaped death so many times. And I'm sure a lot of you could say the same. Yeah, I'm tired. I'm tired of hiding. I'm tired of running. I don't want to lose another lover. He steps closer to me and he slinks his hand into mine. Hope rises in me and my fingers intertwine with his. Oliver's right. We have to do something. We can't just keep sitting in silence as they keep slaughtering us. It's what Everett would have wanted. I look to Luis. He's looking down, his eyes mournful. What is your proposal, Oliver? The werewolves looked at their leader, Zizi, and back to me. A protest. The crowd stirs, some murmur amongst themselves. Tomorrow night, when the moon rises, we meet at City Market and we march through the city. We show them that we aren't afraid of them, no matter how much power they use against us. The audience's conversation becomes louder. I hear agreements. The werewolves have got something to say, and we will make sure that the humans hear it. The wolves' voices rise to a roar. Several of them stand up, some of them even cheer. A few others just roll their eyes and return to their drinks. Zizi, on the other hand, grins at me. There is pride in their expression. Luis also meets my eyes again, the first time that he's done so since that moment under the tarp. He smiles at me. It's mournful, but hopeful. And for a moment, I feel that dread lifting. For the first time in a while, I actually feel like everything is going to be okay. I will admit, the lack of sleep is starting to get to me. But the anticipation for tonight is enough to keep me moving forward. I don't hear any sirens. The moon hangs high and proud in the sky. This is a good night. I can feel it. We're finally going to do something. I don't have much trouble getting downtown. Oh. As I approach City Market, I notice a small crowd. All of them are werewolves. More of them file from every direction. They're already lining the streets around the market, some of them holding signs bearing phrases such as "Stop killing wolves" and "Paws off." I light up when I spot a particular red wolf farther down the street, and I sprint over to him. He smiles when he notices me. There is still a mournfulness there, but a slight joy pierces through. "Hey, Luis." "Hey, Ollie. I'm glad that you came. Are you feeling okay?" "Yeah, I'm fine." "How's the arm?" "Oh, it hurts like hell, but I'll be okay." I reach out to hold his hand. "Well, hello, you two." The two of us jump and see Zizi approaching us. Luis is especially surprised. "Zizi? You came?" "Why, of course. I just had to see this monumental location up close." "It's monumental?" I look around to the crowd of about 50, and I feel a little insecure. "I'd say so. This may not look like much, but this is already the biggest werewolf demonstration that Charleston has seen." "Really?" "Trust me, Oliver, these numbers are impressive for a city like this." "Sure, there have been bigger demonstrations in larger cities like Los Angeles and New York. But if something on this scale could happen in a city like Charleston, I think the sands are shifting." Now, I also couldn't help but notice that you two have a little fling going on. My face heats up. Nothing ever gets past them. "Damn right. You know, Luis, I thought that you would never be able to love again after Everett. But I'm glad that you found someone new to be happy with." Luis nods, somber and silent. "It's what he would have wanted." "Excellent. Now, if I may, could the both of you take off a pinch of your chest fur?" The request confuses me for a moment. Luis listens immediately, like he's done this before. He looks at me and gives me a reassuring nod. Oh. I can feel my own heartbeat as I tear some of the fur off my chest, copying Luis's actions. "Perfect. Now each of you prick your fingers and coat these bundles with your blood." We do so as they say. I don't even feel the pain as I break the skin on my finger. Red seeps into the dark fur as I drag my fingers along it. "That's good. Now hand them over." Zizi takes our bundles and they bring something out of their pocket, 2 leather strings. They wrap one cord around each bundle of blood-coated fur, creating some kind of necklace. When they're done, they gift us with the new necklaces. I'm given the bundle with Luis's fur. He's given the one with mine. The fur and the blood of lovers grant one protection, bound by the hide of the moon spirit, the original lover of wolves. I place the pendant around my neck, and Luis does the same. "You know, I also lost my partner in a riot. You did? Yes, she was brilliant, fearless. It was her sacrifice that inspired me to found the Den. I never knew that. I never told anyone. For a while, I was hopeless, lost in a true night. But then the moon appeared to me, and I've been following its light ever since. And now, with this, I know she and the moon spirit are looking down on us and smiling. Zizi places her hand on my shoulder and flashes a proud smile. What you're doing here is bold, Oliver. Promise me that no matter what happens tonight, you'll never lose that courage. I promise. Excellent. You two watch out for each other. Louis salutes them. Now then, I suppose that I should hype up the crowd. Best of luck, you two. Thank you, Zizi. They nod as they head towards the market. They climb the stairs of the two-story market hall. A large Confederate flag hangs from the center of the historic building. Zizi stops at the top landing to address the crowd. My dearest werewolves. Their voice is bold. It demands attention, and that's exactly what it gets, as the crowd quiets down and turns towards them. There is a shift in the winds tonight. For far too long, we werewolves have been feared, hunted, and silenced. For far too long, we have been vilified simply because of this part of ourselves. The canine crowd nods as they speak, interspersed with occasional shouts of agreement. But tonight, we use our voices. We show those in power that we have no fear, and that we have power too. We will show them that we deserve to live amongst humans. In a better world, there won't be simply werewolves and humans, but there will be people. Zizi pauses for a moment and they turn around to look at the large banner behind them. They scoff, a disgusted noise that could be heard from the street. Look at this wretched flag, honoring a cowardly society that just wanted to keep slaves. Little history lesson. During the Civil War, Confederate soldiers saw werewolves as Union spies, and they shot them on sight, even if those werewolves were wearing their uniforms. Now the people waving this flag wish to conserve that republic, to rule those they see as lesser under an iron fist. Is that something that should be honored? No! A rankish shout from the street, including myself and Louise. Zizi takes something else from their pocket, a lighter. No, friends. This flag is not the future. We werewolves will walk the moon's path, which shall lead us to the future. And if we must, we shall burn this society to the ground. The wolves cheer. I notice the lights turning on in the buildings around us. I worry at first, but the confidence of Zizi and the crowd reassure me. Zizi moves to stand directly under the large, outdated flag. Now everyone listen. On my cue, I want everyone to howl. Make it a true howl from your chest. Call to the sky. After that, we begin our march around the French Quarter. So, is everyone ready? More cheers. All right. Zizi opens a lighter, holding it under the flag. They puff out their chests in a deep breath, and they scream into the night. Wake up, Charleston! They strike the lighter, and they let out a howl, a fierce, sharp song. The entire crowd of werewolves lets out their own howls, including Louise and me. The chorus pierces the still night, echoing throughout the old streets of downtown, up to the clear night sky, to the moon above. It's a beautiful song, one of grief, anger, and hope. And as that wretched Confederate flag is consumed by flames, the werewolves stir the sleepy city in their united cries. Soon the howling dies down, to be replaced by cheering as a column of orange smoke rises to the sky. Zizi joins the crowd, and the march begins. We march throughout downtown, passing the icons of the city. Louise and I march hand in hand. There is a fierceness in the red wolf that strengthens me. Churches dot every street, several of their spires piercing the firmament. They stand strong, but we will be stronger. Several werewolves create a rhythm to stomp to, and it isn't long before the entire crowd joins in. Many disturb the silent streets with various angry chants. Hands off our wolves! Paws our hands, and hands our paws! It doesn't take long before humans start to notice us. They initially look out their windows watching the march in confusion. Concerns really start to rise when they notice the column of smoke behind us. Some of them step out into the street only to run back inside at the sight of us. Werewolves! A few humans walk up to us and challenge protesters. Hey, what do you werewolves think that you're doing, huh? What does it look like? You best go on back to whatever hellhole you demons crawled out of. We ain't no demons, and we want to live, so stop fucking killing us, fuckwads. The werewolves aren't deterred. We continue the march, even as more humans crowd around us in confusion. Good. We might actually be making a splash. What the hell is happening? The market is on fire! Stop killing us! Call the police, goddammit! Soon sirens blare in the distance, and I already know that they're coming right for us. And sure enough, multiple police cars come into the street from every direction. At first I freeze up, remembering what happened last night. But the police cars stop this time. We find ourselves cornered at an intersection. Officers, armed officers, exit the vehicles, and they charge slowly towards a crowd. I look to Luis. It's okay, Oliver. Just don't aggravate them. Our Father who art. Werewolves, stand down and cease this act, or we will have to use force. The protesters do stop for a moment, and we look at each other. One werewolf, however, storms right up to an officer. Yeah? How about you stop killing us, huh? We never did anything wrong. Coleman never did anything wrong. What you're doing is an act of terrorism against the United States. Stand down. Give us your leader and no one will be harmed. The werewolf spits on the ground in front of the cops. Yeah, like hell. Aaron, stop. They jab a finger at the officers aggressively. Our leader is braver than your turd-faced supreme leader ever would. A cop sprays something at the wolf, who doubles over and stumbles back. Gah! Oh, you fucking fash! Another werewolf growls, baring their teeth, and charges at the officer. I flinch and duck as an all-too-familiar sound cracks the air. Soon the chants are replaced with screams. The wolf that charged at the officer now lays on the ground, scarlet flowing onto the cobblestone. Something is thrown at the group of werewolves. It hisses and lets out some kind of smoke. The crowd immediately descends into chaos. Oliver! The smoke obscures our vision. I cling onto Luis's hand as I look desperately around us. Officers tackle werewolves, beat them with batons, pin them to the ground as they zip tie or handcuff them. More shots ring out around us. A body knocks into us and I fall out of Luis's grip. Luis? I already lose him in the chaos. And I'm lost. I can only look around me as werewolves try to escape the pandemonium and as the police continues their assault. Luis? A cop emerges from the smoke and he's coming right towards me. Don't freeze. Don't freeze. My legs cannot move. The officer points something at me, a taser. It sounds pounds in my ears. I fall to the ground and I can only stumble away from him. Do something. Oliver! Zizi emerges, charging at the officer from the side. When they get close enough, they unleash something sharp and shiny. I only realize what it is when they thrust it right into the officer's neck. Zizi yanks the blade out, causing the cop to stumble back while gripping his bleeding throat. The wolf then turns to me, and for the first time, I see fear in their face. Oliver, are you okay? Red bursts from Zizi's neck. Time freezes. They fall to the ground. I can only watch as more officers point guns at the wolf. And they squeeze their triggers. Zizi rides at the officers shoot them repeatedly. Zizi! A scream calls out from the smoke and I recognize that it's Luis's, yet I still can't find him. Got that bitch. They look towards me, and that's what makes me jolt to my feet. I sprint away from them, not knowing where I'm going. More shots ring out. I duck my head. I dodge bodies, both werewolf and human. Soon the smoke thins out. I'm out of the riot, but I don't dare stop. There's one! I look behind me. A cop points at me and gives chase. 2 others follow. No! My legs take me through downtown as fast as I can. I run past the burning market hall where a crowd of humans have gathered. I don't stop running even as I run out of breath, even as bullets bounce off the cobblestone. Stop shooting! My heart pounds, my eyes burn, my ears ring, my lungs ache. Yet I keep going. Stop that wolf! After an eternity of running, I find myself at the waterfront park. I run right past the pineapple fountain towards the pier. Soon cobblestone is replaced with wood. The screams are far behind me, but the cop's footsteps keep thumping behind me. Stop! I reach the edge of the docks. The ocean stretches before me. I glance behind me. Officers continue their pursuit. Don't freeze. So I throw myself over the side of the docks. The water is only a few feet below, but it feels like an eternity before my body hits the surface. The ocean is cold, but I don't care. I regain myself and swim under the docks. Damn it, what do we do? A shot sends water spraying into the air. Come on out, wolf. Wait. Under the docks. Shit. There is a row of long grass near the shore. Without thinking, I submerge myself and swim towards the grass, using the docks as cover. A bullet whizzes through the water close to me, and then another and another. When I reach the grass, I gasp for air. I submerge again and swim parallel to the shore towards a grouping of rocks under a large dock. More bullets spray the water. One comes close to grazing me. But soon I find myself under the cover of a large dock. I pull myself onto the rocks, exhaustion really starting to settle in. There is a circular opening in the waterfront wall. It looks like it might be a sewer. I don't care what exactly it is. It's dark. It's the perfect cover. So I drag myself into the hole, into the darkness. And there, I just sit and lean against the wall. I try to keep quiet in case anyone hears me. But I can't control myself hiccuping. I can't control the tears that drop from my eyes. What happened? How did it come to this? Where's Louise? I can still hear the screams from here. No one comes here. And so I just wait. In the dark, I wait. For what? An absolution? I don't know. When the screams quiet down, I drag myself back from the ocean. I wander the streets, helpless, dripping, shivering. The smoke from the market has died down. There is still a commotion over there as humans break the curfew and gather around the scene. I avoid that area, instead walking along the sea, hugging myself in an attempt to warm myself up. Soon I find myself at the battery, the tip of the peninsula. The harbor stretches before me, reflecting the light of the moon. I've still got time before it sets. Where did I go wrong? Am I even a werewolf? Or am I a human in wolf's clothing? Perhaps the two are separate after all. I hear footsteps behind me. I turn to the source. Louise storms towards me, seemingly unharmed. My spirits lift. I can't help but smile. Louise. I walk to him, stretching out my arms to offer a hug. We close the painful gap between us, the wolf's expression stone cold. Louise, thank God. I was so worried. A flash of white and a sudden pain in my head interrupts my thoughts. I'm stunned by the impact and I fall to the ground. My vision refocuses to see the wolf towering over me. His eyes are shiny but sharp, furious. Louise? What made you think that protest was a good idea, you fucking asshole? He yells that at me, and it petrifies me. Never once has he directed his fury at me. I stare up at him, one hand holding my throbbing snout. I thought that would... Oh, you thought that single protest would magically change everything? Well, newsflash, that's not how the world works. Now half of those werewolves are either taken or killed, including Zizi. Zizi is dead! Do I need to say it again to get it through your thick skull? Zizi is dead, and it's your fault! My jaw drops, and I finally stand up to meet his level. Whoa, hey, I'm not the one that shot them. Yeah, but this bullshit was your idea. Zizi was the one who took me in, back when I had no one, back when I was a lost, scared werewolf. Luis is an uncontrollable sobbing mess. I have no idea what to say to him. Luis, I had no idea. I'm so sorry. Yeah, you think a simple sorry is going to fix everything? You really do have no idea how the world works. You're ignorant, naive, and reckless. And that just killed many of us. I'm frozen. His words pierce right through me. I try to come up with counter-arguments, but none come up. Is he wrong, though? Luis. There's wolves over there. Voices call out from further down the street. Police officers sprint towards us. Shit, go. Luis, just fucking go. Without question, my feet take off, sprinting away from the police. Luis is behind me for a moment, but then he turns and splits away from me. He immediately disappears behind buildings. I run up the western edge of the downtown, avoiding the French Quarter. I can't tell if the thumping in my head is a migraine, my pounding heart, or the thumping footsteps of the police. My vision becomes a blur as I zigzag through the streets, using alleyways as shortcuts as much as I can. Soon the footsteps become quieter, but I don't stop. I can't keep running. And then I spot an escape, a dumpster in an alleyway. I throw the lid open and throw myself inside the pit. The space is dark and cramped, but this will be a good hiding spot. From this dark pit, I can hear more police sirens echoing through the city. My entire body aches, and I just let the tears out. Luis is right. I caused this. Zizi is dead, and now he hates me. I clutch the bundle of his fur in my fist. I fear for him, as the last image that I have of the wolf is him being chased by police. What if he's been captured? The images my mind conjures only pain me more. Oh God, Luis. God, please forgive me. In that tight space, I pray through my wails. But to whom? Are you even there, God? Moon Spirit? I'm so sorry, Luis. Please be okay. Oh dear God, please be okay. I don't know how much time passes as I crouch in that dumpster, praying to everyone and no one at the same time. But soon, I feel a shift within me. I already know what's going on. I just let it happen. I touch my arm, furless skin. I try to muster some energy and I push my weak body out of the dumpster. I emerge back onto the street, oddly empty once again. The sky's brightening, the sun is about to rise. I recognize these buildings. This is my neighborhood. It's too late to do anything else now. And so I make my way back to my house, my head hanging low. I don't care who sees me. I am a human after all. It doesn't take long to find it. There is still chatter coming from the market. As the sun rises, several people walk out of their homes, trying to make sense of what happened last night. One of them is my father. He steps out of our house, and worry floods his face the moment that he sees me. Andy? He rushes over to me. Oh, thank God, Andy. I was so worried. Everything becomes distant. Exhaustion takes over. I collapse into him. I am drifting through a vast dark. There are only echoes of memories. Screaming, a wolf writhing in pain, blood on cobblestone. And I try to call out, hoping for an answer. God? Moon Spirit? Is anyone there? Please. Help me. I don't know how long it takes, but I come back to Earth. I inhabit my body once more. I find myself looking at a spinning apparatus above me, hypnotizing in its cycles. A ceiling fan. There's something soft underneath me, and I'm wrapped in a cloth. My head tilts to the left, and I see a figure next to me. A man with graying hair, a wide frame, and fearful eyes. Ah, I know him. He's my father. Hey, Dad. I don't, however, recognize the voice that croaks from my throat, which itself feels unfamiliar. Hey, Andy. Are you okay? He kneels beside the bed, his gaze fixated on me. Yeah. It's okay, just take it easy. I stare up at the man in silence as I slowly regain my consciousness. What happened? That's a good question, Andy. Would you like to tell me what happened? His response catches me off guard. Huh? I just found you wandering the streets alone, and you just passed out right there. Where were you? His voice quivers ever so slightly. You weren't at the ride, were you? God, when I heard what happened at the market, I got so worried. And when I couldn't find you, it woke me up. I just wanted to see what the fuss was about. Dad sighs, clearly disapproving. There were werewolves there, Andy. Not only that, but they were rioting. They burned part of the market, and they attacked the police. I know. Andy, you can't just throw yourself into danger like that. What if you got hurt? I try to make up an excuse. Well, I thought that if I saw what the problem was, that I might get better sleep. Are you still not getting good sleep? Not really. How long was I out? It's about 5 p.m. now. What? Did I really sleep through most of the day? Dad thinks for a moment. Okay, you know what? I think what we need to do is move away from Charleston. The statement freezes me. What? Clearly the werewolves are making it too dangerous here. It's affecting your sleep, and I'm worried about you. So, how about this? Tomorrow morning we'll drive out of Tennessee and stay with your cousins for a while. After that, I'll look for homes in places that are less werewolf infested. Tomorrow morning? Wait. Tonight's the lunar eclipse. What? No. Dad is surprised by my retort. What? Why not? What's wrong with that? I don't want to leave here. I've lived here my entire life and I don't want to leave. Of course, there are other reasons which I cannot tell him. Okay, I get that. That's why I was so hesitant about it at first. But if the werewolf crisis is making this place dangerous, to the point where it's damaging your health, I think we're gonna have to leave. At least until... He pauses, his thoughts interrupted. His eyes are fixed not on my face but my chest. That scrap. What is that? I follow his gaze down. The necklace is still around my neck. My entire body seizes up. So I don't even try to stop his hand from reaching out and grabbing the strap to take a closer look. The bundle of fur, Luis fur, reveals itself from my shirt. And Dad is looking right at it. Andy, what is this? Is this a werewolf fur? It's a trophy? A trophy? Because I got one of them. I took their fur and made this. Andy, please tell the truth. What were you doing last night? I'm a werewolf, you dumb shit. No, I can't tell him that. I can't tell him anything. My breaths quicken, my heartbeat accelerates. The walls of my bedroom shift closer, compressing. Andy. You know what? Why don't you trust me? What? Why do you think that I can't take care of myself? I sit up to meet his eye level. He looks at me confused. Where is this coming from? You're treating me like a child. Well, I hate to break it to you, but I'm 21 years old. I can handle myself. Can you though? You're clearly staying up at night. It's making you lose sleep, and I don't even know why. You wouldn't understand. So help me understand. The walls are closing in, tightening their chokehold on me. What's going on, Andy? Are you a werewolf? Everything comes crashing down. An invisible car strikes me. I can't breathe. I need to get out of here. Andy. Fuck off. I grab the necklace and leap off my bed. Hey! I bolt down the stairs and throw the front door open and sprint out to the streets. Get back here! Dad follows me but stops at the door. Anthony! I ignore his calls and run down the road, my heart thumping in my chest and head. I keep the fur bundle clutched close to my chest. You want me to stop treating you like a child? Then stop acting like one! His yells become distant as I turn a corner. My body becomes tired quickly, and I soon stop running. Once again, I'm all alone. Once again, I find myself wandering the street in a hopeless daze. I walk past late afternoon crowds. There is an anxiety swelling in the city today, but I ignore it as I stumble through downtown. I just keep going with no goal, even after the sun sets. The monster. As the moon rises, I find an alley to hide in as I turn to Oliver. I glance down at my human hands, feeling empty even though this might be the last time that I ever see them. I don't feel anything as I transform. I'm now in my cursed wolf form once again, yet I feel detached from this body still. I return to the street, not really caring if anyone sees me. As the moon rises, several people retreat to their homes, busy streets quickly empty. Only a few people flinch and run when they see me, while others just give me passing glances. They must see how weak I look right now. Still in a daze, I wander to the pickup spot. I guess part of me is still hoping that Luis will forgive me for this. It must be wishful thinking, though. I find our alley, concealed by overgrown vines. But it's empty. Luis is nowhere to be seen. I'm snapped out of my gaze and my stomach drops. Luis? I call out to him as if that will summon him. I look down the streets on both sides. Luis? No sign of him or his bike. I then notice how low the moon is in the sky. The eclipse won't start for several hours. Maybe I'm just here too early? So I hide myself in the alley, sitting down on the damp ground. Minutes pass. Nothing. Hours pass. Nothing. The sky darkens further. The Red Wolf never comes. I can't just stay here. I go out to the street and look to the sky. Part of the moon is gone, like a bite has been taken out of it. I need to get to the den, now. I look around me hopelessly. Still no sign of him. So I run through the downtown, using my memory as a guide. I spot a few humans wandering the streets like they're purposefully breaking the curfew. They don't make a fuss when I pass by. The Earth's shadow consumes more of the moon. I force myself to speed up. My body is exhausted, but my fear for Luis is what drives me forward. And soon, I spot the entrance to the den. Luis's bike is parked in the alley. So I pick the lock and rush inside the bar. I keep my pace as I fly down the stairs. Through the dark cellar, up to the portrait of Paul Revere. I knock the tune of Claire de Lune. It takes a second, but Paul's eyes open. The painting then swings away from the wall. A grey wolf stands in the entrance to the den. Oliver. Hey, is Luis in there? Yeah, but I don't think he wants to. Okay, good. I shove past the wolf and head down to the colorful lights. There are few werewolves in the den. It feels uncannily empty and quiet. The wolves that are there lounge around, most of them looking depressed. I don't see Luis in there, so the next place that I think to check is Zizi's office. And sure enough, Luis, thank God. I close the gap between us out of breath. The wolf's back is to me, and at first he doesn't acknowledge my presence. Luis? Quiet. I'm about to inquire, but I stay quiet when I notice what he's doing. A framed picture of Zizi sits on the table in front of a wooden bowl. After lighting 4 candles around it, Luis slices his finger with a claw and lets the blood drip into the bowl. I watch the funeral rite in silence. What are you doing here, Oliver? His voice is ice cold, and it shocks me. What? Luis, I came here for the final transformation. Yeah? And how are you gonna fuck that up? I don't respond at first. Because I know that there's something else that I need to say to him, something he needs to hear. I hang my head low. Look, Luis, you have every right to be mad at me. He scoffs, still looking away. I didn't know what was gonna happen. I put you and everyone else in danger because I was blind. I'm so sorry about Zizi. I had no idea how close you were with them, and my voice begins to crack. God, why did I think that I could win this battle? I can't even win a battle with myself. I look down at the lupine hands with fur dark as a raven's feathers. I don't even know which body is mine. Are you sure about that? I see. Repressing this wolf body, it will only hurt me more. Tonight is our only chance to prevent that from happening. I am a werewolf. Yes, very good. Luis, I truly believe that we could change things, and I still do, but I went too far, and I'm sorry for Zizi and everyone that. But can I at least help you now? I'm worried for you, and I don't want you to become a monster. Because I love you, Luis. He stays silent at first, his gaze distant. But his shoulders slack. And finally, he turns to me. He still is wearing the pendant with my fur. His face is drained, but it lights up slightly as his eyes meet mine. I can't forgive you entirely for this. But I'll do the final transformation with you. Because despite everything, I also don't want to see you suffer. I love you too, Oliver. I can't stop the smile spreading across my face. I fall into his arms. He rests his head on top of mine as we embrace. We stay like that for a silent, cathartic minute. His body is so warm, like a campfire in a snowstorm. Everyone! A voice calls out to the den. We head out of the office. The voice belongs to the wolf from the entrance. Everyone looks to them. Totality has begun. An excited chatter rises amongst the werewolves, a spark of hope. A few couples approach each other, clothes come off. Thumping music increases in volume. I look back at Luis. You really want to do this with me still? Is what Zizi would have wanted. I believe it. Now, I don't know much about Everett, but I think that he would have wanted this too. Yeah. He was great. Zizi was too. Oh, Zizi was the best of us. They would be so happy to see this. So, we doing this? I nod without hesitation. Luis takes my hand in his and he guides me to one of the private rooms. People moan behind us. For a moment, a question lingers in the back of my mind, one that scares me. Do I really deserve Luis? I try to bury the thought as we lock ourselves inside a room. I immediately pin Luis against the wall and kiss him. Our hands explore each other's bodies. Our lips separate and lock again. The kiss is rougher than the time at the river, and that's just how I like it. Luis takes his jacket and shirt off in one swift motion. I follow suit, though it's not so smooth. It isn't long before the pants come down too. Soon, we're two naked males entangled in each other's bodies. And that thought gets me so aroused. We keep making out as the room fills with masculine scent, or grind against one another. This feels so wrong, yet so right at the same time. Luis pushes me onto the bed in the center of the room. My turn first. I don't argue. He explores my body with his muzzle. I shudder as he sniffs my... The wolf grabs a bottle of lubricant from a bedside drawer. He raises his eyebrows teasingly as he squeezes some on his hands. I shiver as he lathers the cold substance around my... He puts some more on his fingers and sticks them up his... I watch, entranced as he fingers himself. When he's done, he looms over me, my poking against his... I nod at him. Luis keeps his eyes on me as he descends. For the first time, I see him twitch as my slides inside of him. He chuckles shakily as he reaches the base. His tightens around me. How do you feel? Incredible. He strains himself on top of me, and he thrusts. I twitch as his hips undulate, a motion smooth as ocean waves. I lose myself as I stare at Luis. Pleasure overtakes his face, and he looks like he could melt at any moment. Seeing the large man like this, it stirs my loins. My body takes over and it thrusts into Luis. Pure, raw, carnal desire takes over. A supernova of intense pleasure explodes in my gut. I give one last hard thrust into Luis, and that's when I get my sweet, sweet release. Memories of the past months with this man flash in my mind, and it's like I'm transferring all those intense feelings to him. I unravel as I erupt into him, our chests heaving in unison. Right now, I am one with this man. Something shifts in Luis. The orgasmic expression disappears from his face. He shudders and his gaze becomes distant. Luis? He falls onto me, his eyes locked on mine. His spine squirms, his eyes roll back. I can only watch as some grotesque form emerges from Luis's back, fleshy strings connecting it to the wolf. A deafening screech fills the silence. Luis? But just as quickly as it appeared, the thing sinks back into the wolf. His eyes fall back into its sockets. He regains consciousness and he gasps like he emerged from water. He takes deep breaths, not ones of pleasure, and I just stare at him with fear. Luis? Are you okay? The wolf looks down at his hands. He feels up his furry body. Holy shit. He hugs his nude body and he laughs. It's a breathy, shaky laugh, and his smile is the widest that I've ever seen it. Was that? His eyes meet mine. Thank you, Oliver. I allow my body to relax. I smile back at him. No problem. He leans forward, his lips inching towards mine. We're about to kiss. A dreadfully familiar sound pops outside, punctuated by screams. Luis and I freeze and stare at the door. What? No. No. He gets off of me and I scramble off the bed. The gunshots are different this time. Unlike the police's pistols, these ones are rapid, but they pound in my ears all the same. As I make sure that the door is locked, the red wolf slides down the wall, hands over his muzzle, eyes wide in shock. No. He mumbles and cries under his breath. Bodies fall outside. Luis? I rush to him and try to console him, but my whispers are drowned out by the gunshots. The naked wolf looks at me, eyes full of glistening fear. Luis? It's gonna be okay. An idea freezes me. I look to the door. The shots have silenced for now. Heavy footsteps thump outside the den. They move farther away from us. I assume they're moving towards a dance floor. Come on out, little puppies. I just want to play. The attacker calls out. The voice is young and male. Shit. I look back at the panicking Luis. Stay here. He's too shocked to respond at first. Then I stand up and move to the door. No, what are you doing? He rushes to me and grabs my arm. No, Oliver, I have to do this. So I pull my arm away from him. Stay hidden. I creep out the room as quietly as I can, leaving the shell-shocked wolf inside. To my luck, the attacker is facing away. He's moving towards the bathrooms near the dance floor. God, how many people are trapped in there? The pulsing music pounds on my still naked body, but it also covers my footsteps. So I silently dive behind the first hiding spot that I can think of, the bar. May, the coyote bartender, is cowering here. Her eyes betray pure, unadulterated terror. They're all They're all dead. I hold a finger to my snout. My heart is pounding, synced with the music. My entire body is trembling. I peek over the counter. Several wolves lay throughout the den, some of them pile on top of one another. Blood spills onto the floor like a horrific macabre painting. Faces are mauled beyond recognition. An image of Zizi flashes in my mind, with her body mutilated like that. A breath catches in my throat, and I duck behind the bar. The gunman pounds at the bathroom door. Still banging in there? Man, you werewolves are disgusting. Perverts. Wouldn't surprise me if you had sex with dogs too. I'm about to ready myself for an attack, but the shooter moves again. He returns to the main room and wanders around. You know you all deserve this. Y'all killed my father in that little riot of yours. He was a cop, a real American hero, I'll tell you what. Do not come to the bar. Do not come to the bar. Man, I'm bored. Any of y'all playing dead? Lame. He opens fire. The sound reverberates through me, freezing me in place. Bullets hit bodies, a horrific crunchy sound. Others bounce off the walls. The music still mutes my breaths and heartbeat. Footsteps, light ones, sprint on the opposite side of the room. No! More shots, a body falls. The victim wails and the shooter moves over them, his back to me. I peer over the bar. There is an Arctic wolf collapsed by the entrance, their legs bent and bleeding. They plead up to the human attacker. No! No, don't! Please! But the gunman points his large assault weapon right at them. My body acts on its own. I dive over the bar and charge for the attacker. Nighty-night! Before he can squeeze the trigger, I throw myself onto him. We fall to the floor over the corpse of a jackal. Shots fire, and it makes my ears ring. But I pin myself on top of the human, and I tear right into him. He wears a protective vest, so I aim for exposed areas such as his arms and neck. Especially his neck. He screams out, and his gun fires wildly around the den, hitting walls and people. He thrashes and kicks under me. And then he headbutts me. The sharp impact in my snout stuns me, but I force myself to reorient. I let instinct take over. I give a deep guttural growl, and my jaw clamps around his slashed neck. I bite down as hard as I can, and I tear this monster's fucking throat out. The human gurgles out a few bloody breaths, his body twitching weakly. And then he stops moving altogether. My ears ring. I stare down at the monster in the middle of a room filled with murdered werewolves. How did it come to this? Soon, someone walks up to me. I flinch only to see Luis standing next to me. He looks around the room at the mutilated corpses of friends, lovers. God Almighty. I look down at the attacker again. A realization strikes me in the heart. I recognize this person. That's Declan Moore. My God. What is it? He's from my church. A few living werewolves move, some of them standing up. May emerges behind the bar, staring in horror at the scene around them. May, what happened? I don't know. He just came in and he just said stuff like, God bless Randolph Crane? Something like that. And he just started shooting and I go ice cold. Was my father behind this? Christ, what are we gonna do now? I have to go. What? Make sure the living get to safety. If there's anyone who still needs to transform, have them do it while the eclipse is still happening. I rush to the entrance, but Louis stops me. Oliver, where are you going? To end this. He looks at me, still in shock. I can't just leave him like this. I hold his face in my hands. I'll be back. I promise. I give him a kiss. We're connected once more. I love you. Luis is still too shocked to respond, so I leave him behind and I rush out of the den. I emerge onto the streets of Charleston. The city is coated in a deep red. The moon hangs heavy in the sky, a large otherworldly bleeding body. Despite the heavy air, the churches pierce the void above. I sprint through the city, heading west. There's no one to be seen. The streets are completely empty. Wind chills my bare body. Any street and house's lights are snuffed out by the moon's bloody glow. Church bells ring throughout the city, which is surprising for this time of the night. Perhaps everyone needs to pray now. My body gets exhausted quickly, but I can't stop. My eyes sting as I think about the people that I left behind. I clutch the bundle of Luis's fur somehow still hanging on my chest. Help me, moon spirit. I've reached my neighborhood. I look back at the moon. It's still glowing blood red. I've still got time. My house comes into view. I waste no time and rush inside. The first floor is completely empty. The silence is made all the more ominous by the blood-stained night creeping in through the windows. I call out to the void. Randolph Crane? My voice echoes. There is no response. I wander around my childhood home, looking for any sign of him. He's not down here. He must be upstairs. So I rush up the stairs. The wooden stairs creak, piercing the damning silence. As soon as I reach the top, something thumps from my father's room. That confirms it. I look at the door painted red. Come out, Randolph. Silence. But then, right behind the door, there is a noise. A breathing of some kind, but it's ragged, unnatural. The knob slowly turns, and the door creaks open. It reveals a pitch-black room at first. But then, something emerges from it and steps out into the blood moon's light. The figure that comes out of my father's bedroom, I cannot recognize. A mound of flesh and fur, limbs twisting out in all the wrong directions. And the face, the twisted amalgamation of human and wolf, is something that I cannot begin to comprehend. The thing stares right at me, leaning against the doorframe for support. Andy? His voice gurgles, like there's something stuck inside his throat. A shudder ripples through me. Dad? Do not freeze. Are you? Oh God. Did you send Declan Moore to attack the werewolf den? Oh God. You were Answer me. I was only trying to protect you. But, oh God. The abomination weeps and looks to the floor. Your mom, oh Lord, I'm sorry, Wendy. Andy. And then he goes unusually still. I back away from him. Dad? His head snaps up and he stares at me with wild eyes, teeth bared. Oh shit. The thing lets out a horrid sound, a human scream and a wolf howl layer on top of one another. He charges right at me, I don't have time to react before he tackles me. I'm pinned to the ground. Sharp claws pierce my shoulders. Gah!
You are not my son! You are not my son!
The thing unleashes a hellish snarl above me. I try to slash his face, but my arms are pinned. One of the twisted appendages grips my neck. I growl and scream back at him. Even with my breaths cut short, I squirm under him, which only makes the claws slash my arms deeper.
Free my son of your influence, werewolf!
Grah! I free my right arm and I slash one of his eyes in a quick swipe. The thing screeches and it stumbles away from me. I stand up and regain my footing, my right bicep throbbing as blood flows from the slash. Dad recovers and he glares at me with a deathly fury.
Go to hell, devil!
He charges for me again. I steel myself and prepare to strike. However, I underestimated how fast he is and he tackles me again. This time we fall farther, right into the wall. In a blur, part of the wall crumbles, bringing the bloody night in. A throbbing pain rings through my head and back as a monster pins me to the edge of the house itself. One hand stabs into my torso.
With this flesh, I will finally be free of this curse.
He opens his jaw, revealing many layers of mangled teeth. His gaping maw reaches down into my chest. My body is too shocked to act. I prepare for hell. But something pushes back against his bloodthirsty jaw. His teeth cannot reach my chest. It's Louise's bloodstained fur. Dad keeps pushing back, and it gives me an opening. I free my left arm from his weight, and my claws stab another one of his eyes. He screams, but he keeps his grip on me. He lifts me up with surprising strength, and he throws me. In a blur, I fly through the wall, and I crash into my bedroom. More of the wall collapses to expose the red moon. My entire body aches, so I struggle to get back up. An amalgamation stumbles to me, hands holding its destroyed eyes. Move, Oliver. I get back to my feet rather sloppily, but I steel myself and I charge at the thing. This time, it's me who takes him to the ground. He rides underneath me, and I almost lose my grip several times. But I let out a loud growl, and I slash at the monstrosity. My claws tear into its torso. I break skeletal limbs that try to grab me. The entire time, Dad lets out an unholy screech.
Andy!
His flesh is nothing like the shooter or the human that I killed just days ago. This is twisted, tougher. It wraps around itself in ways that I cannot understand. But I continue tearing. I keep clawing at the monster's torso even as it becomes raw flesh. His screams weaken, soon becoming tearful pleading.
Andy, please.
I tear the flesh off his chest open, revealing the insides of his mutilated body to me. The ribcage is all distorted. It's barely doing much to protect the heart.
Andy.
I don't listen to its pleas as I reach inside. I grab the heart and I yank. There is resistance from tough cords connecting to the body. So I slice those with the claws, but it's like cutting steak with a butter knife. Slowly but surely, the cords are severed one by one. The monster's voice rises to another ghastly scream. But he's cut off when the last cord is cut. His head falls to the ground without another word. Heart in hand, I stumble away from the horrid pile of flesh and limbs. I can finally catch my breaths, even as my entire body aches. I look at the organ in my hand, and then in the blood, moon still ruling the sky. Goodbye, Dad. I bite the heart. It's tough, but my canine teeth make the job easier. I tear a large bite out of the organ, blood squirting out of it. The taste is as horrid as the abomination on the floor, but I force myself to swallow. I drop the heart and I stand at the edge of the house, staring at the crimson sky. It takes a moment, but my body shifts, and I brace myself. All I can process is a white-hot pain that, as quickly as it assaults my body and my senses, subsides. My two lives flash before me, at first separate, but they converge into one final being. And the next thing that I know, I'm staring at the moon again. I look down at my hands. They're the same as they've always been, covered with knightly fur, ending in claws like daggers. Welcome, young Oliver. Thank you for your protection, Spirit of the Moon. Was that me though? What do you mean? Footsteps run behind me. I look at the source. Louis stands in the doorway of Andy's bedroom, trying to catch his breaths. He gasps as he sees the remains of Bishop, Randolph, Crane. Holy shit. Oliver, I heard the commotion and I just had to find you. What the hell happened? That was my father. Shit. He looks around the room. His eyes soon fall on the eaten heart on the ground. He processes the scene in silence. So, it's done then? Yes. I'm Oliver, the werewolf. So, what now? Are the werewolves safe? Yes, they're safe. I look back over the blood-stained city. Before I left him, he said that I should have moved away from Charleston. And you know what? Maybe he was right. Ollie? What are you saying? Despite our efforts, I don't think that the city's going to change. I think that we need to take this fight elsewhere. Ollie, please. I don't want you to throw yourself in danger. I mean, look at you. I love you. Please. And I love you too, Louis. You were my Zizi in many ways. The wolf stares at me in a sorrowful silence. But there's nothing for me here. These people are too rotten. Too many people have died here. So I'm leaving. I'm taking my fight elsewhere. You can join me if you wish. I'll have the moon spirit's blessing with me. I'll do this in honor of Zizi and everyone else that died. Louis's expression is hard to read. Is it grief? Hope? I'm not sure. I look at the corpse of the person that I used to call my father, and then back at the love of my life. My entire body burns, but I quell that fire with my resolution. Welcome to the holy fucking city. A Werewolf in Charleston. A fairy tale by Reheto Raven. Oh, 3 hours, 48 minutes, 35 seconds. Once more, he's headed out the park. Like, seriously, that's... It might just be because it is 2 a.m. when I just, literally right now it's 2 a.m. and I started at 10 p.m. Like a moron. and I'm a little tired, but like I can see a whole lot of symbolism in what's going on right now, and of course a whole bunch of like just everything. Like yeah, like yes, special fuck you to the state of South Carolina, the United States government, that trans people live. But like yeah, like everything. And it is especially poignant to have it like come out on June, you know. But yeah, like I can see the symbolism. Werewolves being sort of like a stand-in for like, you know, LGBTQIA plus. But also other marginalized people. Which I guess is sort of like a normal thing in media where you kind of see werewolves always being like a stand-in for something. I think I'm just tired. I can't think of something to say. The only thing I can think of is again, they hit it out the park. I love the story. Again, I want more. I want more from the author. And yeah, I'm gonna have to look forward to more from the theater, obviously, because that's their current work. I think I'm just tired. I want to go to sleep now. So yeah, you know, write down in the comments what you thought, and thank you all for watching/listening. If you would like to play A Werewolf in Charleston or any of the other visual novels by Heto Raven or any of the other visual novels that are part of the May Wolf jam, then you can do so by going down into the links in the description, which should have direct links for the various itch.io pages. I think I already know which visual novel, no, which other May Wolf story I'm going to read next. I think I have 2 other ones lined up after those. So actually, no, I have 2 that I have in mind next. And one of them is by somebody that I really, really like how they write, because the visual novel that I read, which is about a robot, so that might jog your memory, really left me kind of unsettled about the main character, so I'm looking forward to seeing what else they have in store. And the other one looks kind of promising because it seems to be more about moving on after death. So yeah. Anyways, so yeah, you know, if you would like to support the channel, consider becoming a channel member, which would give you earlier access to these videos as they're being scheduled. So yeah, this one doesn't come out until the last week of June, and the other ones probably won't even come out until July, because this one was kind of long. This is 3 hours and 52 minutes right now, literally as I'm talking now. So like, yeah, I should better shut up and wrap this up. And if you can't do that, you know, there is a Ko-fi, and any form of support is appreciated. So, you know, like the videos and subscribe to the channel. That all helps. That tells YouTube like, hey, people like this channel. Maybe I should show it to some other people who happen to like things of this similar nature, which is what, you know, would be other furries. And if I were smart, I would probably put the videos as they're released on my social, but like I'm stupid, so like, yeah. Anyway, so also I have a throne, so yeah. Anyway, so yeah, whatever. I'm gonna go to sleep now, so yeah, good night, bye.